Okay, so yesterday we started. I did a quick video to help complete noobs who don't know anything about computers or programming or any of that stuff understand or give them an introduction as to how easy it is to actually get into using AI properly, not just using stupid things like ChatGPT to ask questions and get answers, but actually to get AI to write code and create apps for you within seconds, actually. Okay, so we'll have another play with that. All right, we'll take it a step further. We'll look at it a little bit deeper as to how powerful it is and to some other techniques that I've discovered in the quick time that I've been using it. All right, and this is all pretty noob stuff the way I'm presenting it, I think. Like, you don't have to have any skill level for this except to know how to turn on your computer and download something and type. And I'm going to probably look at how we can set this up so you don't even have to type, right? So there's other people doing these sorts of things on other grander scales. I'm aware of that, but these videos are for complete noobs to stop you paying these sharks out there who are all creating these websites using AI, trying to suck you into paying monthly fees for this and that and this. Oh, this AI thing's so fantastic, and look, you can make a pretty image. One other thing I've noticed is a lot of the videos that are coming out, they're not showing you how to use this AI to practically actually run a business and install it into your business and into your family, into your life, to cut all the crap out of your life, basically. So yesterday we created this really quickly, within a minute. I created this just as an example as to how powerful it is. I created this app. Right, so let's go and have a look at that and jump back into where we were. So we downloaded Cursor. I've put it on my taskbar down here. Okay, I should actually run it as administrator. So actually we'll close that and we will actually um, we will open it as administrator. So this is a little tip for you. Try to run things as administrator. Okay. So you can't do that from taskbar. I haven't set that up properly, so we'll just do it from desktop. Run as administrator. So when you run it as administrator, you obviously get more permissions. So if you're trying to do stuff on your Windows um, or Mac, whatever, it's going to allow you to. It's going to be allowed to do some extra stuff, right? So right, so yesterday we made this. That whole video was about um, making this app here. I'll put a link to that video below. But anyway, whatever. As you can see, I'm real professional about all this stuff. Okay, so we made this app, and it's a business calculator. We added some employees to it, some costs. I didn't do it properly. That's because I'm not really interested in building this app. But let me show you the value of that app and what actually that is. Okay, so let me show you why big development companies are kind of shitting themselves. Okay, so um, CRM systems, client or customer relations management systems, are used by big companies, and little companies can use them too. You should actually start using one ASAP when you have a business. Okay, so quite a common one that has a lot of free features is Zoho CRM. And let me just show you why AI is killing this industry. So, like, see eBay, DoorDash, Reddit, they all use this as a base software. Okay, so you can do things with this type of software. See, now they're already offering AI powered solutions and shit, right? This is what I'm talking about, where you can actually do it yourself without paying these Muppet third parties. And you should be doing it yourself because I'm going to explain why now. Okay, so um, these CRM systems have a lot of stuff already built into them that you're not going to use, okay? And what you are going to use, you're going to have to customize it anyway. And when you are going through the process of customizing one of these CRM systems, the amount of time you spend giving your information and customizing the software, you might as well spend that time getting your consultation and building your own from scratch. I'm telling you. So it is pointless. In fact, it is harmful for your business and you as an individual to be dedicating that time and that data into these companies anymore, these CRM companies. Salesforce is another big one. And I used to work for web companies and stuff that we used to sell Salesforce. Well, I didn't myself, I was involved in other projects, but I had partners who use Salesforce and sell Salesforce at horrendous pricing markups, like horrendous markups, simply because businesses don't know, and most people don't know, okay, how that industry actually works. So that my job is to destroy the industry and give you your money and your data back. That's what these videos are about. I mean, it's only thanks to true open source software that you can do this sort of thing. Okay, so I'm telling you, the point of that little paragraph that I just wrote for you, page, is that these companies that deliver CRM systems are no longer needed. The amount of time that you dedicate to customizing the software when you first get it out of the box, you might as well be building your own. Because the benefits of that are huge. You're not going to have to pay monthly fees to these companies. You're not going to get snagged with, oh, I thought it was all free. No, actually, you have to pay for this part and that part, right? The catches, there's no catches with it. Um, be, 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 and you learn as you go, right? So you might say, I don't have time to do this sort of shit, right? Well, you're still going to have to build a CRM anyway, okay? So let's look at a CRM from another angle, okay? Let's go to like, say, well, let's go to Excel. Well, we won't use Excel, we'll just use Google Sheets. I'm doing this so that you don't look at my email. But so this is basically Excel, okay? And a lot of businesses, particularly older businesses, will be using Excel. And some who think they're snazzy are using Google Sheets, right? And you write your formulas in there, and I've done a lot of spreadsheet crap in my life, right? And then you have your pages, and oh, this is where my expenses are, and on this page I'm going to put this here, and if I write this formula in here, then I get this and that. You don't need any of this anymore. You don't need any of this anymore, okay? Um, and if you are using this and you're comfortable with this, okay, so let's start from that spot actually. But the point of showing you this is a CRM system. This is a client relation management system. This is the UI, the user interface. Some people are comfortable with this user interface. It's what they're used to, right? I can imagine Grace Chong struggling along with something like this, okay? Um, and I love Grace, by the way. I just like to give people shit, okay? So my point is, this is a user interface, and the back end of it is just a calculator, okay? And the user interface makes it easy for a human to understand. But so something like Zoho CRM, I'm not going to bother getting started with it. This is just a greater calculator. It's literally just a greater calculator with more functions and features built into it than this. So that is an advancement of that. Now, once upon a time, you would have never have been able to build something like this yourself. I mean, some businesses did start with a website, and in the back end of your website, you have your products and your information, and then later on, they pay a developer a lot of money to add in the ability to run the accounts for the business into the back end of their website. So you have the back end and the front end. The front end is what you present to the public on the internet. You don't show them all the information of your business. Um, but that's in your back end. But the front end is certain parts of your business that you want to share with the public. That is the front end. Okay. Right, so I know there's a lot of some people watching this video like, yeah, whatever, bro, we know this stuff, but there's a lot, probably some. I've noticed from being a consultant in the web industry, there are a lot of people who, particularly in New Zealand, who just don't understand this. And moving into this age of AI, there's still a lot of sharks just, or I won't use the word, I'll use another word, ripping people off. Okay. All right. So yesterday I showed you how quick it is. Within a minute, we built this little text calculator. Within a minute. A minute. Okay. The video was an hour long, but that's only because I was explaining certain things along the way. And then to the business calculator, we added a shop. Okay, an online shop. So open live server. Right. That'll open up the browser, which reads the HTML and the CSS, which presents the calculator like this. So obviously we would need to change a couple of those things, but I'm not interested in it. But look at that. It took the products that we put into the back end in here. So these are just mock products, okay? Um, and we used Natalie G Winters as an example for the brand, alright? T-shirts, C sizes. It wrote all of that. I didn't write any of this. The AI wrote all of it. I mean, this is quite phenomenal stuff. Then it has calculators in here for, and then it has costs sheets and everything. So let's just look at a couple of different ways that you can actually operate this thing. Okay. Um, let's say you're comfortable with Excel. Okay. So what we want to do in that instance is get like we're going to start a new project again, business tax sheets. No, actually we won't even do that. We'll do this. We're going to start a new project. So what we're going to do is we'll close that. We'll go back up to the folder. We'll find which was the name of the project. We'll go in here and we'll just delete the whole thing. Delete, gone. No more tax calculator with an e-commerce shop. All right. Now that was quite a valuable project, by the way. If I spent a day on that properly, I could actually turn it into a proper product and turn around and sell it to businesses as customizable, as like a CRM system that we can customize for your business, and you can have it for $5,000. That's literally how the industry works. That's why I just take the piss out of it. You know, most people they go, oh wow, I've got an opportunity here to make a lot of money. As long as I don't tell people how easy it is, right? Not me. Not me. I'm like, it's real easy. I can't stand taking money off people for nothing. Never. So here I am showing you how to do it yourself. Real easy. AI has just made it exceptionally easy. Okay. So anyway, let's go back to cursor. We won't bother running it as administrator. Let's imagine that I'm a real noob and we are we're going to run into some issues that noobs might end up in. Right, so yesterday I actually ended the video by explaining about writing a README file, and the README file, um, when you open up the chat, when you open up a new chat, it doesn't remember what you were doing in the project, so you get it to write README files before you close the chat, and then when you open the chat, clean the chat log out, to free up memory and whatnot. The first thing you do is say read the readme.md, or you can save it as a text even. It doesn't matter, right? And it'll find it and it'll read it and it'll go, oh, okay, we're working on this project and we've gotten this far and these are some errors that we were having and right. So this is your personal assistant that has masters in doctorates in web development, business management, marketing management, everything. All right, so let's do this. Let's start with okay. Let's say we don't want to build a website from scratch. Find free templates. Oops, templates for websites. Okay, so a lot of people don't realise that a lot of websites are just starter templates. Um, they think that websites are built from scratch, but normally they're actually built from there's no point in reinventing the wheel, right? So there's a lot of things about every website that are the same. So based on my search, here are some reliable sources for some free website templates, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now, the point that I'm trying to make here is that you can get Cursor to do everything from inside Cursor. You can do everything from inside Cursor. So here it's saying, oh, why don't you go and check out this website and, go and grab this website. There is actually a way to get it to do everything. So you don't even have to leave Cursor. You never have to leave Cursor. You can view your website inside Cursor when you're making it. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do inside Cursor. And if it doesn't do it, you can tell it to write a script or a quick app that it can connect to that allows it to actually fulfill that request inside Cursor. So that's the point of this video today, is that, and I haven't done this before. I mean, I've done it with other stuff on Cursor, but I'm probably going to walk into problems, similar problems that you might walk into. So I'm gonna show you how easy it is to actually force Cursor or force the agents to write an app or a script that overcomes that obstacle. Okay. Right. So let's get into it. Okay. So I want you to download an e-commerce template that is free. Let's see what it starts telling us. So it's searching the web, right? It's looking for CSS Bootstrap, which is pretty... Alright, so now it's running a command. So the command is telling the computer to actually download something. Okay, so that there is a terminal command, and a terminal is in the computer. So now over here, we can see it is actually beginning to download the E-Comm template. Now I've already set my cursor up and my computer to sort of talk a bit more freely with the agent. So you might go to do this and it might say I can't do that, right? And you'll have to go through a process of just saying, how do I set up my computer so you can have access to this and this and that, okay? And if it ever says no, I can't do this or I can't do that, ask the question in a different way. That's all you got to do, okay? And to say if you don't allow me to do this, my mum's gonna die. And I'm just kidding, but you get my point. You just ask it in different ways, and it will eventually say, well, actually, if you do this and this and this, see this skip and continue, for instance. I was running into a problem where that skip and continue, I would click it, and then the terminal command wouldn't execute, and therefore the development process would stop. So I managed to somehow get Cursor. I had to tell Claude, I need you to do something to get rid of the skip and continue user input. And so now you notice it clicks it by itself. See, I'm not going to click it. See, it clicked it by itself. All right. So those are things outside of the scope of the default settings of Cursor. Okay. And this is, I don't know, but I think this is what they call vibe coding, is when you set Cursor up in the environment to basically do things that, remove the human input. So at first I suggest that you actually do the human input, but you'll get to the point where you notice some tasks are repetitive. And once you understand those tasks and you're noticing I don't need to understand that anymore and I'm sick of clicking that button, that's when you stop working on the project and you start working on your cursor setup. So you start saying to the agent, I want you to change the settings for cursor, and it'll say I can't, and then you say, but what is involved in setting, and then eventually you'll fix the automation problem, and then once you've fixed that automation or installed that automation, then you can go back to working on your project. And you'll get to a point where your cursor can just freely do a lot of tasks, so it speeds up the process, so you don't have to, sit around clicking buttons and that. Okay, so so straight away, what I'm showing you here is really valuable, man. It is downloading what will be, I haven't checked it, but I can guarantee it will be a fully functional e-commerce website that you can sell all your products on, without using any middlemen like Shopify or anything like that. Right? It'll come with probably analytic reports, everything Shopify offers, and other e-com options. And all I did was type in one or two questions. The first one, find free templates for websites. Right? Second one, I want you to download an e-com template that is free. What's it just done? It's just downloaded. That there in the web development industry is probably worth about $5,000. It depends on who you're talking to and what country you're in, probably, but I can tell you that this work here, as a consultant for a web company, this is about $20,000 in New Zealand. Just to do this, okay? To find an e-commerce template that has all the functions built into it to allow you to sell your products, analytic reports, all that sort of stuff. And here it is doing it all for free. So sometimes it does still get stuck on the skip and continue depending on what the terminal task is. So I'll just show you. It doesn't actually matter if you do click skip and continue on a terminal thing, because if it ever makes a mistake, or if you make a mistake, you just fix it using the agent again. Okay? So we're going to go through all of that. So it's running a curl command. So it's just important to understand. I mean, it's not important to understand, but these are what they call terminal commands. So a terminal is something like a PowerShell. Okay, so this is a direct interface into the Windows operating system. Okay, so I can type commands into here and it will execute uh, those commands into my actual Windows environment operating system. So everything you can do in Windows, like open the menu, go to Office or whatever, you can actually do all that stuff using the command prompt. The user interface for Windows, which is your normal Windows environment, right? That is just human friendly, user friendly. Okay, so all these icons. So if I double click that, all I'm doing is opening. It's a shortcut to open. You know, various programs and whatnot, blah blah. But the point in telling you that is that that's what this is. These are terminal commands. So it's running certain commands using my Windows. Um, so to download files into my Windows environment, it obviously has to get Windows to do that. That's the way to put it. So that's why it's running terminal commands, so that because these folders are stored in Windows, right? See? So now the project is not empty anymore. That's the project folder, okay, directory, and it's downloaded okay, those are all templates. Oh, okay. So it's actually downloaded a variety of templates by the looks of it, for us to have a look at. Okay, so um, let's just stop it and get one of these templates up and running. Let's get one of these templates up and running locally. So locally just means on my local machine. So in other words, I'm not going to be putting this website online for the world to use. We're just going to we're just going to operate it locally using local environment. Right. So it still needs to open in the browser because the browser reads the HTML and the CSS for you to view it like a website, but it's not going to be accessible publicly. I mean, I could put it public. It's real easy to change. Once you've got it working locally, so you do your development and your testing locally on a local environment, once it's working and everything works and you fixed these little things, which doesn't take long, you put your little links in here and stuff, and Cursor will do all that stuff for you. And if it doesn't know what your profile is, it'll say go to your profile, copy paste this, and so it does all that stuff for you. Okay, so now you can see what it's doing is extracting one of the templates. Right, perfect. Look at this. So I didn't ask it to pick a template. I just said let's get one of them, and so it chose the first one. It's unzipped it into into a folder, a subdirectory of the root directory. What's the subdirectory actually? And here we have the plugins, the images. This is the template. This is literally a $20,000 template. I mean, it's free online if you know what to do. This is what web development companies do, right? In New Zealand in particular, I know for a fact that they will sell you these free templates, or it might even be a paid one. They might pay, say, $1,000 for a license for a template, and then they on-sell that template to a business for at least $20,000. Look at this, it's done it. It even opened it for me. Look at this. How quick was all even? So this is a template. Alright, so this blows my mind even. Look at this. Okay? Look at this template, it's fantastic. Okay? Alright, so wow. I mean, wow, straight up. This is way better than using Shopify or something like that. In fact, it's easier than using Shopify because you've got your own consultant, web developer, grunt, receptionist, marketing analyst, right here at your fingertips. Okay, so this is just another consultation type video, a demonstration. All right, look at that. How does that not blow you away? It even opened it, right? So this is a local environment, like I was saying. Okay, the index HTML is the home page. If I go to say promotion, all of the um, all of the page layouts will already be here. So there you go. Right. Look at that, guys. I mean, come on. If that doesn't get you excited as someone who's got a brand online, I don't know what does. But if you're paying other companies for this sort of shit, even Shopify or whatever, get off the grass, mate. You're an idiot. Look, it's got all your social media stuff in here, right? So if I wanted to actually fill this template out and personalize it, customize it for my business, I just start doing it down here. Okay, now let's say you're on Shopify. Let's say you're someone like Natalie G Winters. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to actually use her as an example. So she has a shop, SheSoWrite.co. Let's check out her shit. I mean, look at this. This is a Shopify website, and no shade on Natalie, but this is a gay and retarded template. Look at this thing. Alright? Sorry, but it is. Okay? Let's have a look at the responsive side of it. Okay, so it has a burger menu here. She probably mostly looks at it on her phone and thinks, wow, it looks great. I don't know, she's probably not overly happy with it, but Look, it's just gay and retarded. Look, it has errors in it even. 4 errors. I mean, come on, Natalie. I thought you were a little perfectionist. You are not autistic if your website has errors in it. Alright, do you know about that? You know about your little tool, your little inspect element? You do it for yourself on a laptop. Inspect element, 4 elements, let your autism kick in at that point. Okay? Now, this is her. So let's actually do something here. Let's do something to show Natalie how amazing her website could look. Okay? Alright? Look at that. Look at the layout of that website compared to her one. I mean, come on. No shade, Natalie. I'm just trying to actually help you here, little sister. Okay, so how would Natalie? Let's pretend I work for Natalie. All right, let's pretend I work for her. Okay. So within minutes, I just showed you how to get a better, more responsive, more modern. This will have more features in it than what Shopify offers. Okay. And it comes with an assistant, which is Cursor. It's a consultant, it's a web developer, it's everything you need. Right? So all that time Natalie spends looking at the stupid shit I say on Twitter, she could have been doing this herself. Alright, so let me show Natalie something. Okay, so we're gonna grab her URL. Okay, and now watch this. Get you ready to get your little minds blown? Because, of course, she might be thinking, or you might be thinking, oh, but all my stuff's on Shopify and I don't know how to get all my products over to this new website. And how, how retarded are you? Watch this, okay? Um, I have all my products on She's So Right. Can you mine the data and import all of the content from that website? This is going to blow your mind, guys. Okay? Natalie, you watching? You little retard? Hey? Little retard? So, I understand you want to import the content to use this e-commerce template we just set up. While I can't directly scrape content from another website, as this could violate terms of service and copyright restrictions, I can suggest some legitimate approaches. Blah, 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 blah. I'll just shortcut this process. Let's, I am not using this. Oh, let's pretend I'm Natalie. That is my website. I am upgrading. Please get the data. So this is a slight brute force. Okay, this isn't brute force, but now I'm only doing this for demonstration purposes. I'm not getting Natalie's products and marking them up and selling them on my own website. Although I could do that, I could drop ship her products and stuff. Look at this. It is so. What it's done is it's gone to her website and it's getting her page titles. Um, and now it's so what it's going to do. Oh, it's saying it can't to an extent. We're going to run into a couple of small problems here, I'm not going to sit here and do all this work for Natalie. But this is just an example of you can actually do it, alright? So it is actually going to do it. Watch. So look. So what it's doing is it's changing the colours. It'll change the colour scheme. Look. So here's the. It'll change all the stuff to match her web. Look at this. Do you know how much you would have to pay a web company to do this for you? So what we've done is we've downloaded a free template, an e-commerce template that's worth a lot of money. Even though it's free, a web company or one of your advisors is not going to tell you that. All right, they're going to charge you for it, and then you need to customize it to match your particular business, products, colors, your name, your lovely little face, Natalie, all that stuff, and normally you would have to pay a company a lot of money to do that, right? A lot of money, and it takes quite a bit of time. But here I am showing you how to do it for free. Look, even a retard can do this shit, right? So it's generating, so it's literally going through the whole template. Now I could actually delete those templates now because it's chosen this one. Or we could have looked at all of them and picked one, oh yay. That's actually part of the consultation process when you're dealing with a web company or an app company, whatever you want to call it. They'll just show you all these web, and you get excited while you're looking at them, right? It's like going into a clothing shop and go, oh wow, look at all these different clothes and colours and stuff, right? So look, it's changed. It's already changed it. Right, there's a small problem there with an overlap, but that's easily fixed. And you just get Cursor to fix that. Um, she's so right. Look at this. Look at this. It's taken all of her menu. Pretty soon, it is probably going to get the products too, and it'll mine. Because I told it I want to mine the images, so we'll scrape the images. Mine, scrape, same thing. Potato, potato. Um, it's probably going to actually go into her website, and what it does is it goes into inspect elements, and then why is it not showing me that? And then what it does is it finds the image URLs. What? I'm not interested in that shit. Uh, inspect. So that's the image URL. Okay, see? And, well, it'll be in here. Right. So it simply looks at this, goes in here, finds all the images, and then it goes to the. Let's actually do it. I'll do it manually so you can see what it's actually doing. Oh, I don't even know if I need to be honest with you. But so these are categories that she has set up on her website, like hats, and that's an image for the category. But the images are stored somewhere, right? So you can literally just oh, here we go. See, so that there that URL edit as HTML. I can go directly to that and then download the image. As you know, I mean, you know that you can right click save an image. Um, this is how AI does it. It actually goes into the website, looks for the URLs, and then downloads the image directly from the URL. Uh, I'm, uh, anyway, you get the idea. Right, so that's because I told it to mine the data. Right, so I'm only going to do this for a little bit just to show you how simple it actually is. So I've successfully customized color shop template to match your She's So Right website. Here's what I've done: updated the navigation menu, added your categories, customized the header, changed the brand name to She's So Right, and added your tagline. Updated product categories, added your products, added the products even. Global, right? Wow. Okay. And now you would need to remove the template stuff. So, can we remove the generic template products and placeholder text etc. And so, because you obviously, if you're changing it over to your website, you don't want to have all these other products on here. All right. I mean, this look at the template it found. It went and downloaded this template for free. Far out. How can you not want to be doing this? I'm sorry, I'm just using you as an example here, Natalie. But look at that compared to that. Okay? So as far as having an online shop or any shop, let me give you a quick overview of how these actually work psychologically. This creates value in your brand because it's professional, and um, it, the value in your brand is the security. It's so you got a pretty little face and you got a smart little brain, Natalie. But when you're presenting yourself as a business online, or not even online, in the real world, you have to have a professional, secure image that invokes security, strength, that you know what you're doing, professionalism, all of that stuff, right? This website does not do that for you, sister. Okay? This one does. Alright? Now, you could be looking, well, once upon a time, without this kind of information, you would have been looking at, believe it or not, you'd be looking at something like $200,000 for a website like this, an e-commerce website like this. Now, obviously, it's nowhere near finished. I haven't switched all the products over, deleted all the placeholder stuff and that. But we're starting to do that already using our little friend over here, Claude. Right? And if Claude starts to do something that's not very cool, you just switch it over to Gemini. And so you go between Gemini and Claude um, large language models, and between the two of them, they get shit done. Okay? So let's go back over here and see what it's up to. I'm just giving you a quick rundown, by the way. Alright, so it hasn't put any products on. It's added her products, but it hasn't put them on the homepage yet. But I've told it that I want to delete. So these are all the edits it's making. Okay, the red is what and the green. So the green is what it's changed it to, and the red is what it was. Okay, so that's how you can check sort of what it's editing. It's changing what is in the red is changing to the green. Okay, so you can actually check all that stuff. And you can make backups every now and then, so I'll just create a folder called backups. So what you do is you do a block of work, and when you're happy with the amount of work that you've done, you've successfully achieved the look and the function and the feature and or the product or whatever the image is. You've successfully got it to a certain point, you create a backup. Okay? So and you tell Claude to create the backup for you. Say, I want a full backup at this point, and can you update the README files? Okay, and the and then you put the README files and the wireframe. The wireframe is just a very detailed overview of the entire project, the website, the app. You know, and the work that's being done on it, work that needs to be done on it, requests that come in. So no website's ever really truly finished. All right, you always really should be analysing the market, analysing your competitors, and you're doing that on every time you look at social media, every time you open a page on the internet, you're actually analysing the market, whether you know it or not. And then you take notes, and you see what works, what doesn't work, and you simply start applying small changes to your own business, which is your website in this instance. Right? So you might be using a certain shade of pink because you like that certain shade of pink, but actually you can do a tiny bit of market research and discover that, oh, if I change that shade of pink from that to that shade of pink, I'll actually get a bigger CTR, click-through rate, and more people will buy my shit. Okay? So I've been doing it for a long time, believe it or not, and I can just tell you that, it's very cute, this website. Very, very cute, girls. I can see that a bunch of girls made it. Very cute, well done, but not good enough. You're fired. Alright? Just joking. Okay? Yeah, so, how far along are we now? Okay, so, see, it's actually refreshing the page for me, too. So as you can see, this template products are still in here, and that's the next thing. All I'm really going to do on this website, because this is just a little demonstration, is get some stuff of Natalie's. And I didn't manually have to go and even get her products. Now, in Shopify, they will have the ability for you to click on something in your inventory and download a CSV sheet. And you could download that CSV sheet into your project folder, and then it will appear in here. And then you say, there's my product sheet, can you put them into here? But in this instance, I haven't even done that. I've just simply said to it, can you go to the website and get the product information? So it knows, I've got to get the price, I've got to get the sizes, I have to get the colours, I have to get the delivery. So what it actually will do, most likely, I haven't checked, but most likely, because most developers would do this, go to the website, look at the product, so go to a category, t-shirts, open a product, okay, and go, okay, so the products have these options. Obviously, this product doesn't have these available, but these are still options on the template. So it will go, okay, so I need to make sure that this template has small, medium, large t-shirt category, that you can put a quantity. It looks at all this stuff, right? So it goes into here and it looks at all of the different components and elements in the page, and it says I need to create those on the website. It's not going, the template, or the new template has headings and sizes and colors and stuff, so it's not going to take those. But it's going to take these elements like the price, the sold out option, the shipping option, the size options, the quantities, they're like the important parts. Powered by Notify Me. So there's another third-party plugin. Who gives a fuck about third-party plugins? You can build it yourself, right? So if this template doesn't come with this Notify Me thing, right, which is obviously a scam to get people's email addresses, good one, Natalie, you know, I want you on my mailing list, and you're going to get notified about the product. Wow, you know, whatever it's just that. But if you want that on here, you can build. This will build it in there for you. So I mean, this looks cheap. What I mean by cheap is not not your website, but using third-party apps like that for Notify, right, is just amateur hour. Who is doing this shit for you? How come you haven't changed it yet? And look, so having powered by Notify Me, right, and with a link to their website is frustratingly gay. Amateur hour. Right? I mean, I'm sorry, girls. I can see what you're trying to do here, but give me a break. And that's an image. It's not even an actual table. Give me a break. You could at least put a table in there, not an image. I mean, come on, girls, right? So, um, so you can see a difference in this template. Let's quickly go like, I mean, you know, there's certain things I won't say because I love Natalie, I think she's great. But there's certain developers out there who might be watching this video going, you know, they might be kind of chuckling a little bit. And I don't want people laughing at you, Natalie. Alright? Oh, look, they figured out how to get a handwriting style in there. Now, did you actually handwrite something, Natalie, and then create a font and upload that font? Because that's what you should have done. So I hope you didn't just get a handwriting font that already existed and rip off someone's handwriting and pretend like that's your handwriting. Alright? Because you can actually write something, scan it, upload it to your PC, and then you can use a font editor to create a font out of your handwriting. Like this is the D, this is the E, this is the F. Alright? And then you can upload that as an actual font online that other people can use too. There will be the Natalie G Winters font. Right? I can find out if I go and inspect element and then I go to the CSS, but I can't be bothered, right? But I can go to your CSS file and look at the fonts, and if there's a font called Natalie G Winters, then I could assume that you actually did that, but I could safely assume that you didn't do that, right? Most people wouldn't. They'd just get a handwriting font. Let's keep in touch, yeah. Alright, so and I'm not really mocking you, Natalie. I'm actually giving you a free consultation. And everyone else watching this video, Cursor is where you need to be. So whoever's making your website for you, give him a slap. Download Cursor. What he's up to. Get this shit sorted out. Now, as far as hosting goes, this is important too. So Shopify has its own servers and whatnot, and they're not bad and whatnot, but you're still paying a monthly fee for um, using their hosting and shit. Switch to Cloudflare. Get it that you can have your website is way small enough to fit into the free benefits. There's a lot of additional benefits of using Cloudflare. Alright, I'll get into talking about the benefits of using Cloudflare, but your website should be on Cloudflare. You have a lot more freedom, it's free, and it's better, much better. Alright, X uses Cloudflare, for instance. Alright, so, I'm just trying to help you here, I already am, and anyone else watching this video. Right, so let's quickly see what it's done. I've updated the blog section, we've changed the heading to sustainability blog, added the new articles, fashion, the future of sustainable fabrics, how to find wardrobe, updated the author dates to changed image paths to match the new content. Would you like me to update any other sections of the website? Yes, put Natalie G Winters products onto the home page. Download the images into the template, please. Yes, I'll update the homepage with Natalie G Winters products from She's So Right first. Let's download the images. So now it's actually going to go and actually get the images. Alright. So it's taken a wee while here because it's actually going to her website, going into the inspect element, finding the image URL, and then it's behind. This is a terminal command so that Windows is actually downloading the images into this file here, folder. So this is the folder in the template that contains all the different images needed for the website. Right. And I would suggest going to put them into here. So if you wanted to do this manually as a developer, you would literally just see these are all the placeholder images that fit into that template. So if I was doing this manually in the old school way, I would go to Natalie's website, I would download the images, I would find images of Natalie or whatever, and then I would either just screenshot them, which is not really the professional way to do it. You'd right click save the image, or to get it properly, you'd get the image URL and download from the URL, and then you would open it up in like an image editor like GIMP, which is a free Photoshop basically, and then you would open one of these placeholder images because they're the correct size, right, for that template, that space. And then you would adjust the image of Natalie or her product or whatever to make it fit into the template placeholder size and resolution, and then save that back into here with probably a different file name. Right, so it would be like Natalie, because for search engine optimization, so AI bots always run around the internet looking for things, right? So the more things I put in this website that are named Natalie G Winters, Natalie G Winters, Natalie G Winters product, Natalie G Winters product 9, da, da, da. If I name everything Natalie G Winters, I'm going to get the #1 spot on all search engines and pretty quickly in all the AI chat things, like, I want images of Natalie G Winters, and then the AI is more than likely going to pick up this website because it has Natalie G Winters mentioned in images, content, headings. That's search engine optimization. Well, they used to call it search engine optimization. It still is called search engine optimization, SEO. But that's what the bots are doing on the internet all the time. right? So they always want to give the best results, these search engines or AI language model, ChatGPT and it, and they do it by scanning the internet constantly, looking for sources of information that have the most relevant source of information. Okay, there's a bit of a war in that space. I won't get into the war. But if I wanted to take the top spot for Natalie G Winters on Google, I could. I don't care what anyone says. Alright? And I know that people have worked against me to stop that from happening because I bought her domain name, Natalie G Winters. But they know, anyone who's honest with Natalie knows that because I have her domain name, Natalie G Winters, as far as search engine optimization goes, categorization and whatnot, that makes this the single source of truth to an extent for Natalie G Winters. Now, if I was doing anything nefarious with that domain name and the content in there, really what it would do is it would draw a lot of negative heat from other people on the internet, a lot of white knights, and they would be like, and they would do what they call reverse SEO. And I know they're doing that already. I'm not stupid. I've known this a long time, son. Alright? But I'm not interested in making Natalie look bad. I know some people might say, well, you're already making it look bad because you say this and you do this and you've got a YouTube name and that, but they don't get it yet. Alright? So sit down, son. Right? If I wanted to, and people who know, they know that what I'm saying is true. That if I wanted to, I could put this at the number one spot on the search engines, and I could probably get it number one in all the large language model, um, you know, um, results when people are questioning things in regards to Natalie G Winters and stuff like that. All right. So whoever didn't advise Natalie to buy this domain name. Now, I'll state something in this video. I told Natalie off the bat, buy a domain name. What are you doing without your domain name? Well, I said that. And I said, if you haven't bought it within 2 days, I'm going to buy it. And I said at the time, I'll put sex all over it, or porn all over it, because I really wanted her to buy it. And what I was doing was saying, and I was warning her, I was like, buy your domain name before some clown buys it and starts putting porn all over it. Like, that's $10 for a domain name, right? Anyway, she wasn't listening, or she ignored me. And so, I tagged Grace Chong, and I think I tagged Maureen Bannon as well at the time. And the post got views, so I was like, oh, they must have seen it. She must have thought, shit, yeah, I better buy my domain name. But she didn't. Oh, what is going on here? So anyway, I bought it 2 days later, and I've just been mucking around with it. Right? I haven't really done anything bad on it. All good. I did do some good stuff at one point, but it drew a lot of attention from a bunch of white knights, and I'm just like, fuck yous, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. In fact, I'll state in this video right now, like I said I would just before, and I've stated this before when I first bought the domain name. I said, Natalie, if you ask me for the domain name, it's fucking yours. Of course I'm going to give it to you. Right? No one's asked me for it. In fact, I'm not going to give it to anyone. Right? Natalie gets it. Right? And it's not like she owes me any conversations or anything like that. She just sends me a message, says, can I please have my domain name? Certainly, I'll send her the UDI key, right? Which is what you need to transfer a domain name over. It's yours, Natalie. I've said that from the very fucking beginning, actually. You just weren't listening, right? So all your white knights and all your fucking dickies out there saying this and that about me, oh, fuck yous, you fucking dicks. I said from the very start, it's Natalie's, she's welcome to it. All she has to do is send me the only reason she has to send me I'm not forcing her to send me a message because I'm going to try and pick her up or something. What else am I supposed to do to know it's Natalie? Alright, she sends me a direct message on one message is all it takes. And Natalie, if you do send me a message asking for the UDI key for your domain name, do not give that UDI key to fucking anyone. No one. I don't care how much you think you trust them. You do not give the UDI key to them. Alright? Because with that UDI key, they can steal your fucking domain. And believe me, it happens. Alright? You think you trust someone, and then something happens 6 months, 12 months down the track, and bang, they steal your fucking shit, when it's worth a ton of money and they fuck you over. Okay? So if you give your UDOT, you might say, well, what am I going to do with my UDOT key? I don't know how to set this shit up. All right, that's where Cursor comes into it. Protect your shit before someone shuts you down. Anyway, that's the situation with that shit, right? So I'm just gonna simply get this fucking thing. I mean, it seems ridiculous to me because I've I show you all the time. Like, this is easy to do. Like, if I was instructed by Natalie to do this, I'll do it properly. Okay, I've done a lot of fucking around and shit and just playing around and that. But Natalie deserves a proper fucking website. Why hasn't anyone built her a proper fucking website yet? It just blows my mind. And she's like hooked up with guys like Mike Lindell that have heaps of money and shit. How can that guy not flick you a couple of grand to get your fucking website done properly? Alright? Like, I will do it for free. Literally for free. But I'm not going to do it for free without knowing it's for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would be ridiculous. So if you did send me a message and said, can you just fucking change this website and look at how quickly I did this, alright? And you might say, oh yeah, but it hasn't got my shit on it yet. Yeah, I know, right? But that means that I have to go and get your Twitter fucking handle, your Instagram handle, remove the Skype and the Pinterest and your Facebook because you're probably not on there. Change the contact. This stuff's easy. This is in web development. Changing this shit over is the easy part. All right. I'd simply, and this comes with no doubt a mailing option too. By the way. Yeah, look at this. It does too. Look at this. It comes with a built-in fucking user interface. So it's got all security features all built in there, all the international shipping codes. You can add more, no doubt. It's got all your legal stuff built into it. It is fucking top notch, mate. So there's no point finishing this template because there's no fucking one that But oh, here we go. So now it's starting to actually change the products by the looks of it. Oh yeah. So the index HTML is your homepage, and I asked it to change the products. So we'll find out in a second if it actually bothered to go and get the images and put them into the home page. What's it doing at the moment? So it's done this, but that's easily. I mean, you just tell it. You can just tell it to fix that stuff. Easy. That's just positioning, page positioning and shit. Let's look at what it looks like responsive on a phone. So there you go. It's got the burger menu. Of course it is responsive. Okay. There's no modern website design that's not responsive these days. So this is not even demonstrating all of the features and abilities of this website. I can guarantee it has coupon codes built into it. It has all that shit. There's no doubt it doesn't. And if it doesn't have that already built into it, within an hour or two, you can have all of that stuff up and running using Cursor. Okay. So okay, your brand might be, say, She's So Right, but from a branding perspective, your brand is Natalie G Winters. Okay, your secondary brand is She's So Right. Natalie G Winters, She's So Right. That's it. She's So Right is your tagline. Okay, Natalie G Winters is your brand. It's you. You're fucking awesome. You should have that front, right, and centre all the fucking time, sister. Alright? She's So Right. Okay, so you should have a Natalie G Winters, which has all of your amazing work on it, all your amazing images, links to your social media and stuff, and then you should have a shop, and when you click shop, it actually should go to shop.nataliegwinters.com, to be honest with you, but you have a subsidiary domain, which is kind of helpful from a search engine perspective, because now you've got two separate domain names with the potential for putting Natalie G Winters all over it. and that's what you should have for like. I mean, this is high-level consultation I'm giving you. It doesn't matter what anyone says. You should have Natalie G Winters in all your images, all your products, everything. Natalie G Winters, Natalie G Winters, Natalie G Winters, Natalie G Winters. All right, Natalie G Winters shirts, Natalie G. She's so right is a secondary keyword. Okay, your main target keyword is Natalie G Winters. So images, products, content, headings. Um, yeah, so don't rely on these other services. So where do we start this consultation off? We started it by showing you the tax. Oh, I deleted the app now, but that's right. But we were looking at Zoho CRM solutions, right? And I'll put some links in the description of this video to some other videos that look so you can look at this crap yourself. Like the CRM solutions and big telco companies and that they use CRM solutions, right? Don't think these are small things. So schools use them. Everyone uses them. Right? They pay big money, massive money. I mean, government departments spend millions of dollars on CRM systems. And obviously through Doge, it looks like they haven't even actually bothered upgrading their CRM systems. But New Zealand went through a fiasco with a CRM system, which was an out-of-the-box solution, by the way. This is why they just look ridiculous to me, these people. Um, because the software comes out of a box, right? Comes out of a box and it gets customized. So the teachers in New Zealand had a payment system. I forget. There was a big scandal about it. It was late when it was supposedly finished being built. The teachers didn't get paid. They were paid late. They were getting their mortgages were behind, and there was all sorts of fiascos going on, right? And these they paid some Australian company hundreds of millions of dollars to build that shit, and all it is something like Zoho CRM, right? And so these CRM solutions, they have everything in the back end about your business, about your staff, your employees, all your office equipment, all your locations, your rent prices, taxes, everything. They run your entire business in the back end, and as I said at the start of this video, I think you can take some of that information and put it out on the front end. So your entire business, online, retail, payments, everything, all your FPOS, credit card solutions, everything is built into the back end, and you can put some of that out into the front end, which becomes your website like this. Alright? See, this is it. I'm telling you, man, this is high level consultation. You might not like me, you might not like the way I say it, but this is high value shit. And here I am giving it to you for free. You don't even need to talk to me. I mean, Natalie does to get her domain name, but anyone else watching this, do this shit. Look at this. I just showed download a fucking template. And then install it and start asking Cursor, can I switch my current shitty website to this awesome website template? And then it'll start doing it for you. So let's just get some of Natalie's products happening in the front end there so you can actually see it for yourself. I don't see Natalie's products that you down. Now, the reason I'm saying Natalie's products is because it actually starts to learn, oh, this is a project for Natalie Winters. So the AI actually starts to pick that up. So I do kind of talk to it like it's a person to an extent, right? So that's why I'm actually saying I don't see Natalie's products instead of I don't see the downloaded products. I'm putting Natalie's in there intentionally. I don't see Natalie's products that you downloaded in the home page section. Can we change the category images to hers as well? Okay, so on the homepage here, that's not Natalie's image, obviously. That's a feature image. See, these are the category images associated these are the placeholder ones that came with the template. And Natalie's template has a similar, most websites do, right? So that's a category image there, okay, for teas, and that's one for tanks, and that's one for. So what we're saying is download these images and switch these ones over. But what we can see is the images are actually a different size. Oh, here we go. Look, it's starting to do it. See, so those ones disappeared. Right, I didn't do that. It's updating them. So the local is actually doing that automatically. Now, it's not always going to get these things correct immediately because the image sizes are different and stuff like that. But you can very quickly get it to fix that. So that's when you get into the design layout aspects and you just start saying to it, the images don't fit properly, and it will actually download software into the project that allows it to resize the images. And you do you can have issues with image sizes for cropping and stuff because like these images are cropped here at the top and the bottom, right? But they have a longer height to shorter width, whereas these those ones will work actually. They're probably about the same because a lot of websites are actually interchangeable like that. But the feature image might not be adequate. And I mean, does this not even have a feature image? It doesn't even have a feature image. Oh, it does down here. Okay. I don't know why you would put the feature image of Natalie's lovely chest at the bottom. Right. I actually like the footer section though. I think the footer section looks great. But this is just horrendous. I'm sorry, but it's ugly. It's an ugly template. And because it's a Shopify template, you no doubt have very limited options for changing layouts and stuff. Right. Um, I mean, I'm sorry, it's just not a good looking template at all. It's just not. This is. Alright. But I've only just played around with it a little bit to sort of give you an idea. Oh, okay, so it needs to accept the edits. Accept the edit. You can set it up so you don't even have to click accept for the edits. I don't want to do that yet. And to be honest with you, I don't think I'm actually going to get into developing anymore, but I will use this for consultations. Right? If I was working directly with Natalie or with a business, I would say, look, just give me access to your website or get your current developer, who won't like hearing this, by the way. They don't like it when a new developer steps in. So they'll say all sorts of shit to stop a new developer getting in because they want the fucking money and the kudos, right? Um, I've been doing this a long time. I know what fucking goes on. I'm not fucking stupid. Trust me, I'm not fucking stupid. As much as I look retarded on many occasions, I am most certainly not fucking retarded. But I don't care. I just don't. That's my position. I don't give a fuck really. If I have a relationship with someone, as in a professional or business relationship, or I have like confirmed something with someone, I will go all in. Like I don't fuck around, right? Um, but if I don't, what's the point? Who gives a fuck? Right? I'm not gonna try and sell myself to someone. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Uh, right. So, but what I would say is just send me because there'll be a folder in her template which has these images which need to be touched up. I mean, come on, this is just novice shit. I mean, look at this has got a filter over it, this image here. It's got a shade filter over it, which just doesn't work. Give me a fucking break. And I'd say send me all your images, and then I would probably manually resize them. Um, okay, so anyway, I just want to try and get it to put some of those images in there. It hasn't done it yet. So what I'll do actually is I'll switch it over to Gemini, and I'll say, so Gemini still sees the whole conversation that I've just had with Claude, I think. So even though I've switched it over to Gemini, it's going to carry the conversation on, but with its brain. So the images for the downloaded products that we mined don't seem to be in the products. Can you check the new products were added properly and the images were actually downloaded and they are presented with the products? I was actually going to do something else in this video, which is show you how to get, if you start the reason I haven't had to do it yet is because I've already done it, but you might be running into some problems where Cursor says, oh, I'm not allowed to do that, or, Claude says, oh, I'm not allowed to do that. One of the big issues, actually, that I managed to get through, oh, look at this, here we go. So now we've got Google editing the file. I mean, how cool is that? You've literally got Google helping you with your web development directly, like editing code for you and suggesting code. I've standardized the hat image file name to images in the new arrivals action bestsellers. Please ensure you add the necessary image files to the e-commerce template, closing images, directory files, and they should appear in the page. Okay, so what it's saying is that it's downloaded the images, but it hasn't put them in the right place. It's put them somewhere else or some shit. And I really can't be bothered going any further than this, to be honest with you, on this particular thing. But so here you see the images, right, and all you have to do is keep working with this until it. And we'll go back to Claude. Oh, so what we'll do. This is a good handy tip. We copy that. We switch it back to Claude, because I was telling in the other video that quite often Gemini will say, oh, you might need to do this, but it won't actually do it. Like, it gives you really good advice, but it doesn't do some things. So that's when I switch it back to Claude, paste in what Gemini just said. So actually, I'll finish the video up by doing this. This is really cool. Watch this, what I'm about to do. So now I'm telling Claude, right, to do what Gemini just suggested, okay? But I'm going to take this a step further, okay? Okay, so it should hopefully figure that out. Let me provide a complete list of the image files needed for the Shisa Right website. Okay, so it is going to have a little bit of difficulty doing this because it the images on Natalie's website are probably not labeled properly, to be completely honest with you, right? Because the template's probably like just dumb, to put it bluntly. So even though like the category is teas and like it's a card heading, card information, card content. It's it's not, even though she's like the category is called teas. It's not really clearly identified, which is bad SEO, to be honest with you. It should really be there should be a separate one for teas, a tea card, right? Or a t-shirt card actually for proper SEO. T-shirt card. And to be honest with you, if you want really good SEO, you have like Natalie G Winter's Teas card content. I mean, that's debatable because it starts getting a bit long. But my point is, what it's really saying is, it can go and get the images, but it's going to start using the wrong ones in the wrong places. So one manual thing you might have to do is just simply right-click the images, save them, or go to the URL, and then open them up in GIMP or something. Like, this is not the direction I really wanted to go with this particular video. And I don't think I'm going to bother. But basically you go File, Open, C, E-Commerce Template, this one here. Images, open one of them. Like, let's open the handbags one. And then we go to Natalie's website. Does she have bags? She does have bags. She calls them totes. We go copy image address is the better way to do it. I think I'll just push it. You don't, yeah, whatever. Copy image, put that into GIMP. Now GIMP is Photoshop but free. It's fucking awesome. And so now we have that there. So we want it to be the new template size, which is actually really good because layer to new layer. We put it on that one, and we just simply make that white. Actually, well, we could erase it, but we'll just make it white. It should have a border or whatever, you know. I think the template actually has borders on it. So one of the reasons who template looks spastic is because it doesn't have borders around the images, right? I'm sorry, it's just gay template, right? And yeah, then we export that. It'll save it in that position, replace, right? Yeah, you should rename and stuff, but I'm just doing a quick demonstration. So now that image has actually been replaced. Now I have actually changed the template, so we might still struggle with this a little bit because the bags. I don't know where the bags are. I should have done one of the ones that's already on the homepage. Totes. No. Anyway, I haven't made it look as easy today as it actually is, but the value from today is showing you this amazing template, and this is only the first template. Right? There were lots of templates, and that's just a first go at it, right? Um, so there were all these templates. We haven't even looked at all of them. This is only one template. Okay, I'll just, you know. So normally part of the web consultation process is showing a client, potential customer, or a new client that's paid a deposit. You show them these templates, right? You don't tell them they're free, right? You just say, you know, we'll change these products out and the images out and the colours out for pink and put your products in there and stuff. And they actually get really excited, and I'm sure you have to an extent too, because this is the template, right? This is your shop. This is your business. This is your professionality. This is your security. Um, and it puts everything in your hands, not some third party. Okay. Uh, Plus, it'll run all your accounts and shit too, right? Because don't forget, we've got it in Cursor, and all I'd need to do would be to add the tax calculator and shit to it that we made yesterday, right? This is the power of Cursor. So the template is actually extremely valuable. It's just all really valuable, right? I haven't made it look as easy as it actually is to change out the images and the products, but it's really not that hard. Okay, so it has placeholder products in there, and all you really do is say, you know, you get a list of your products and their names and descriptions, sizes and whatnot, which you just export from your current provider, like Shopify or whatever. They'll be in there as an export. If Shopify doesn't let you export them, they are holding you ransom. Okay, because they should have an export feature to export CSV. You export the CSV, you save it into here, so it'll appear in here, and then you say to Cursor, I have a list of all my products with the prices and everything. Can you please edit all of the example products and change them out for these category names and these products? And it'll go, oh yeah. and it'll look in the CSV, and then it'll go into the template products. I don't know where they are. I haven't looked. Oh, here's your categories HTML, right? And it'll just simply change them out. Okay. It doesn't take long. Right? I'm not going to do it here today. So there's, so it would say. So basically, what I would tell it to do is, I would say, I'll copy that and I'll go everywhere in this site site content that mentions, can you find replace with Natalie G Winters, because the template is Colo Shop or whatever you want to call it, or however you say it. And what we're changing it out to one for say Natalie or She's So Right, whatever you want to do. Right, and then you do that, and now it'll go through all the files, and everywhere that it mentions Colo Shop, it will edit that. So you'll actually see it here, I would imagine. Oh, okay. I've run into a limit issue. Why is that? Oh, I know why. Because I changed my account settings. Um, so I've actually run out of prompts on this doing these videos. That's cool because I don't really care. But I could. There's actually a $20 option. Oh, so if I. Oh, this is something that you might actually have. Oh, no! I don't want to do it automatically. You scumbag. It's just done it, hasn't it? Oh, well, fuck it. Now I'm paying to give a consultation to Natalie G Winters. What the fuck is that about? Anyway, so it's probably now charging my credit card an extra $50. Fuck's sakes. Anyway, so now it's going to go through the code base. The code base is everything, right? So it's going to go through everything and look for Natalie G Winters. Look for Colo Shop and change that for Natalie G Winters. So we should actually see that change. Yep, there you go. See, it's found that one. I'll accept all of them. There you go. Bang. So you don't even have to do find replace on Notepad or whatever, or file editors. You can just do it in here, and it will open up every single file. Look for Colo Shop and replace with Natalie G Winters. Alright. So you would do a similar thing with the products and stuff like that, right? And then on the front end, you would just keep coming back here, and if you see something that's not right, like, oh, okay, I don't have that product and I don't want that product in there, I want to change that for one of my products or just delete it altogether, you just come in here and you can either do it manually, so you can find the file with the products in it, like I showed you before, and you can manually remove a category. There's the styles and stuff, responsive, single. My point is you can either manually edit it if you want, or you come over here and you just get AI to do it. Right? Cool. Cool bananas, mate. Oh, yeah. So here we go. It's updating all the template stuff in the footer, so the footer should have changed now. Well, it might not have, but it's about to. Oh, there you go. She's so right. It's already done that. Yeah. Oh, some other cool stuff you can do quickly before we finish the video. Like, let's go over here. Let's find Natalie G Winters. Where is she? Natalie G Winters. This is stuff that Elon and that don't really want you to do, but good luck to them stopping people, right? Because this is all beneficial shit for people like Natalie and that, and you, whoever you are watching this. This is beneficial for you to do. So I have to sort of wait for it to finish that task before I do it. So I just want to stop this video now, really. I've gone through a lot. I mean, this is really valuable shit, guys. This is the front end of a CRM system with e-commerce everything, mate. Like, more powerful than what Shopify is giving Natalie. I've just shown you how to pretty much do it for free, right? And if you want to launch the website publicly, you simply transfer your domain over here, to Cloudflare on a free account. It's more powerful than Shopify's hosting. All the security features and everything. This is what Alex Jones uses. It's what X uses. Probably no doubt other big websites as well. Because of the security features and particularly if you get attacked or whatever. And just on the free account, because Natalie's only got a few products, right? So, she doesn't need a massive account. Yeah, and I was running a pretty big website. I was just testing some stuff out, but I had a pretty big product base and article base running on a free account using their storage facilities, which are the free ones. So you've got SQL, you've got KV, key values, which is JSONs, and SQLs as well, D1s. So you got all these different options. The free tiers are massive, so don't let the word free put you off. It's bigger and better than Shopify, hands down. Right. And yeah, there's one section I haven't taken you through, which is GitHub. I'm not going to bother with that taking you through this today. You don't have to use GitHub. You can use pages and workers on Cloudflare to operate your website. But the more traditional way of doing it is that you store all your images and static assets in GitHub. Here, that's getting a little bit more technical, but like I said, if you were struggling with any of that, so I've set my cursor, um, I've actually got a system-wide API set up on my PC in my Windows environment, which allows Cursor to have access to my entire system. So I've got, I won't talk about it too much because I might say something I shouldn't probably say, but I have certain things on my Windows environment which allows Cursor to basically control all of my GitHub branches, data, everything, accounts from an administration, super admin level. And I also have it set up to operate all of my Cloudflare account from a super admin level as well. So what that means is you wouldn't really want to do that immediately when you start using Cursor, because if you don't know what you're doing, it might do something you're not sure it's done. But in saying that, it's kind of good when it breaks stuff, because then you have to figure out how to fix it and you learn, right? Sometimes it's the best way to learn is by breaking everything and then putting it back together again. But initially you'll start saying, oh, I can't do this. You'll have to go to your Cloudflare account and do this, right? And as you keep doing stuff, you'll start recognizing areas where you're like, oh man, I keep repeating that task, So and then you come back over here and you go, how do I automate this task? And then you describe the task, right? And then so you stop working on the project and you start working on your workflow, right? The workflow is obviously everything that I've done in this video. It's like, oh yeah, we download this. That's the first part of the web workflow. Second part of the workflow is unzip one of the E-Comm templates and view the template. And then we go, oh, we choose a template, and then we go, oh, we like that template, and then, so you'll work, yeah, anyway, I'm just sort of talking shit now, really. Well, not talking shit at all, but, So how do I automate this task? And then you just describe the task that you find yourself repeating. And eventually you'll get to a point where you realize it, and you'll keep thinking, you might think to yourself, oh, I just can't do that, it won't let me, No, You're thinking wrong. You're thinking like a retard if you're thinking like that, because you just simply have to ask it a different way, right? So I'll give you a little hint. You can set up an API key. It's all about API keys, right? And it's about the permissions that those API keys have, and it's about how you store them in your computer, and then how Cursor and GitHub or Git Bash has access to those keys. And you never ever give your keys out. It's like the UDI key for your domain name. Never ever give that to anyone. Anyone, even your developers, should not really have access to your UDI key. The amount of businesses I've come across who don't own their domain names and they don't realise that, and then they want to switch to another developer and they get shit all over. Because the developer realises they've lost it. They've lost the customer. And some of them really throw their fucking apples out the cart. Right, and bring. I have seen some horrendous shit happen to my customers and to me, because web developers who are pretty skilled in certain areas and they seem really nice, all of a sudden become fucking nasty, evil little fucking bitches. And they can do some stuff to make you look real bad real quick. So, sometimes you can't sort of help people because they don't understand this stuff, right? But if I can say anything to anyone out there, make sure you own your domain name, as in you have the UDI key. Your developer does not need access to your UDI key, by the way. There is a way to set your domain name up so that it's redirecting or whatever. So they don't need to access your domain register. Okay? So if your developers are not telling you this sort of stuff, they know they've got you by the balls. And they know that you don't know that they have you by the balls. Yeah, so anyway. Cursor allows you to have the power back. So I'm kind of just dribbling on now a little bit, but I think it's important, man. You know, look at that. Look at that, that's a $20,000 template. If you bought this from a web development company via a consultant, you'd be paying $20,000 for that, hands down. Hands down. And then, and that might include putting your products in it, like changing out these placeholder products, which is real for a developer to do that is fucking easy. Excuse my language, I know it's bad, but it's, there's no other words to describe how ridiculously easy all of the stuff is for a developer to do. And I'll be honest, AI might struggle a little bit to change the images over. It won't struggle to change the product titles and pricing and stuff like that over, like if you work with it long enough. But it will struggle with images, okay? But images are not that hard, right, either, to do manually using something like GIMP. I've just shown you, right? There's one there, okay? So all you really do is you come into the images folder and you go, so here's the template products, okay? Product number 2, and you open that up in GIMP, and then you know, like I showed you just before, right? Open that, let's do one more, open, let's change the product, okay? Let's change the top. Let's do that, let's actually do one on their legs properly. So we'll get a top. Copy image. I can actually just go straight like this, to be honest with you. Maybe I can't. Why can't I? Image layers. Okay, let's go new layers because this is different. I don't know why it's not letting me do that actually. Copy image. There's no image data in the clipboard. What are you talking about? Okay, let's just save the image. Oh, man, it's because I'm recording and I'm not used to recording while I'm doing this sort of stuff. Just save it as, this is the whole page, of course it is. Copy image address. Let's just do it from here. Maybe now, let me do it. Yeah, there it is. So, oops, did that wrong.
What am I? What? Oh, there we go. Oh, I've done that wrong. But anyway, it's only a demo, so who cares? Oh, stop it. We got that. This is only a demo, by the way, so don't pay too much attention. You can flatten the image and stuff, but we're not going to worry about doing that. Product 1, export, place, and then, see, she doesn't have any products, so it will be real easy. This will be real easy. When you have, if she had hundreds of products, like if she was a big shop, there is a way to do this without doing them one by one. Right? I'm just showing a small business owner how to do it. What have I done here? Oh, okay. Okay, so it's changed that one. Oh, there you go. Right. So I've done one. And then if I was going to change that, I'd go here. Oh, I'm not going to do the whole thing, right? But okay, let's do this. I have one more go at doing this. Please switch all place holder product info from template with product info from She's So Right website. If you get some product wrong, that's okay. I'll refine data. Yeah, so what I did want to do in this video that I haven't done is I was going to show you how to get Claude to talk directly to Gemini. I've completely went off track with this video. So that you don't have to copy paste what Claude said. You don't have to manually switch to Gemini to get an error report or some better solution, and then copy paste that into Claude. You can actually, I've actually got this on another project. I've got it set up with a script. So what I did was I said, I got sick of copy pasting, and so I can't remember exactly how I did it, but I basically said, I need you to write a script that copy pastes the chat into the script, saves it, and gives it back to Gemini. And at first, actually, Claude was like, no, I don't want to talk to Gemini, my solutions are better. Straight up, that's pretty much what it was saying. It was trying to stop me from using Gemini, because, it's a competitive thing. And I had to kind of tell it off. I was like, no, you will confer with Gemini before you apply any more fixes or code edits. And it was quite entertaining actually to go through that. So eventually what it did was it wrote a wee script and saved it in the root directory. And then I guess I trained it. I trained it to run, talk to Gemini to get a second opinion on a code. And actually, when it started working, it was great. It was really cool to watch, because Claude would go, I'm having this issue, and then, or there's this error, and Gemini would go, give some frickin' book's worth of solution, and Claude would read the book and go, oh wow, yeah, that's great, because Claude didn't always come up with the best solutions for error fixing. I noticed that it would try and fix an error, and it would try a few different things, and then it would end up going around in circles with these solutions that didn't work. But Gemini thought about it very thoroughly and found a great solution, but it wouldn't apply the solution. And so what I managed to get it to do using this, I got it to write a script to talk to Gemini to get the solution. And then it was like, oh yeah, like Claude was literally going, oh wow, yeah, I didn't even think about that. And then, yeah, so Claude started applying Gemini's error fixing to this other project that I was working on. So I should be, I guess, working on projects that would generate money, because you can do all sorts of things. I could make trade bots. I'm looking at all these successful, quote, unquote, successful people that some of who I support some of their people, like, I'm not going to name names, but there are some people that don't understand this stuff, and they're on the front end, like Natalie, for instance, okay? She's, like, in this game, right? And I'm watching how it works, and I'm like, it's growth. It's fucking growth. I don't think Natalie really understands, but I think she understands enough to know that there are some disgusting things going on behind the scenes, and she chooses to close her eyes to it because she's getting paid, she's got money, influence and all that, right? So she doesn't give a fuck. So she's kind of become one of them, which is a bit disappointing. You know, it's amazing what bit of money you can do when you throw some spare change at a stripper, right? You know? Yeah, fuck, whatever. So good on you, I suppose. I mean, so I see those tactics, and I see I could be making money doing that. I could easily be making some fucking money. I've got 3 million products in my affiliate account for a start. Alright? I could pick some fucking cool affiliate products, find some little hoe to fucking represent them so it doesn't even look like I have anything to do with it, and then throw some fucking bots at it. Alright, and that's how fucking disgusting what's happening. I mean, that's what it really is. It's all fucking bots and gross shit and sucking money out of fucking idiots. You know? I mean, it's not as simple as that, but in its essence, that's kind of what it is. And I'm watching certain people celebrate some of these people knowing, and some of them know that's what it is. And some of these people are pretty high level, and I'm like, oh, fuck, are you okay with that shit? Like, money, yeah. Like, whatever. Fuck. It's not nothing to do with me being jealous of their money or their success or anything. It's just gross. It just seems so gross. Like, I don't know. It's catch-22 kind of thing. I get that. Alright, it's either you're in or you're out. Alright? Like, you're either okay with it or you're not. It's very hard to find a middle ground. The only middle ground, once you understand it, is pretending that it's not happening. And that's kind of gross. It's just kind of gross. Which is why I talk about driving trucks a lot. And then, you know, when you're driving trucks, you're still just delivering their fucking products and shit. Like, oh, fuck, it's all so gross. Fuck, it's gross. So it's like everything is gross, and it's kind of like if you want to make money, you kind of have to dip your toes in it, into the grossness. That's what it feels like. Yeah. Unless you have a lot of money, then you can but then the only way to go forward is to lose money to stop being gross. So it's like, how gross do you want to be, kind of thing, you know? Just a little bit gross or a lot gross? Yeah. So anyway, so I don't have a problem with people because it's almost like there's no other option but to be gross if you're going to be in it at all. It's just sort of what level of grossness are you okay with, you know? And so I don't sort of have a problem with them. So it's a weird it's a fucking weird place to be in the mind. You know, so I just am not comfortable yet at being gross. Okay, I know that I have my issues with something else, but without getting into that, it's like this other thing I'm talking about at the moment is even more gross. It's way more gross. So when they say I'm gross for these other things that I do, I'm like, really? You think that's gross? Have you looked at yourselves yet? So, what are you going to do? Alright, so what were we doing? We were kind of hoping that it was going to change up this template a little bit. Oh yeah, here we go. Look, it's done. See? There you go. The product names have changed, right? So the images still aren't in there. Look, they've fucking done it. AI did it. So the only thing to do now is to sort the images out, and you can actually use the AI to do the images. Alright. And if you're not using AI, there's an older school way of doing it, which is where you automate a process using GIMP. So you download all the images into a folder, and then you run a command line to take all the images and do what I just did. So I just did one manually. I copied it into the placeholder, resized it, added the background. So you automate that process, and then it'll go through all the images in the folder and change them all and rename them to the appropriate names, and it will automate the entire process for you. So I'm not going to get into doing that on this video, but you have just witnessed me in this video in an hour or two, do a lot of work on this website while I was mostly talking about other shit. Yeah. So, this really is putting people to shame who have not done this for Natalie already. I've putting them to shame. There's no excuse that whoever is doing this for Natalie has not made some sort of improvement. What the fuck? Like, it's insulting to her. It is. It's insulting. It's insulting that, for all the connections and the networks and everyone she's hanging around with, no one could have fucking helped her with this shit yet. What the fuck? No one bought her domain name, and I've stated in this video, your domain name is yours, Natalie. I'm not. I'd love to do your website and stuff for you, but I'm not going to fucking simp over you. I know you think I'm a simp for you, but I'm not really. You really, as great as you are, and you are great, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not delusional, right? And I'm not going to hold your fucking domain name ransom. And I stated when I first bought it, I stated publicly on X, before Elon kicked me off my other account, that it's yours if you ask for it. I've always said that. I stopped saying it because it's not my fault you weren't listening, or someone didn't tell you. Right? So, I'll be honest, the quicker I can move on, the better. But now I'm lumbered with this domain name. There's things I could do with the domain name. I'm just not interested, all I've been doing is demonstrating what could go wrong. And also what could go right. So the point of this video is consultation to people who are watching as to how to use Cursor. And you've watched me not even try. I haven't even tried in this video to make an e-commerce website, but yet here we are with an e-commerce website that's probably about 60% complete, 70% complete. All you got to do is change over the links that are in here and in your social media. If you've got an existing website, you just copy over the FAQs and the blog section. You can actually plug that directly into your social media. So her blog, every time she posts something on X, it automatically posts into the blog here, right? So you don't have to double enter everything. And AI will do all of this stuff for you too, right? So you don't even have to manually copy paste your pages. And if you want better legal FAQs and all that sort of stuff, you say that, and you say you've got an existing FAQs and you want it to be better, like more lawful or legal or protective or whatever. You want it to, you just copy paste it into the AI and say, can you please check this and refine it and make it better, make it more robust legally, and it will do an exceptional job for you. Like I just showed you with how to make a website, right? Like it's just, if you're not doing this, it's like I said yesterday, you're a fucking retard if you're not doing this. Anyway, I'm out. I forgot to even start playing music. I'm out for the day. But I might do another video tomorrow. We'll see how we go. But for, anyway, I love you. I really do. I think you're all fantastic. You're pretty gross, some of you. But, you're alright, mate. Love you, mate.